Hello, it is the 13th episode of the Yarn Closet. This is Laura from Tucson, Arizona. I am the Yarn Closet Facebook page, Yarn Closet Arizona on Instagram, Yarn Closet Arizona on Ravelry, and the Yarn Closet podcast on Ravelry, which I'm doing giveaways. We have a 25 member giveaway, 50 and 100. So I will show you those gifts today. This is because I left schoolwork early with migraine. I pretty much have a constant headache and then get migraines frequently. I mean, I have since I was a child. Part of my legal blindness is from ocular albinism, which means my retinas have no or little pigment, and so everything is very overly saturated with light, so that's where the blurriness comes from. But yes, I will take them off in a minute. I am doing this today because we're leaving in the morning, hopefully, for an elk hunt, meaning hopefully both my husband and I. He'll be doing the hunting. I'll be doing the knitting. In the last week, I have had great fun on Ravelry, starting off the group, sending out some swaps. Knitting I Love, Barbara from Knitting I Love, has a swap going, which is just a funny, fun swap on her Ravelry group page, so look for it. I did it. It was fabulously fun. I got some wonderful instant Starbucks and some mystery small skeins that I'm going to hopefully make into a hat, like these two particularly, over the weekend. I'm hoping to start that. I've got a provisional cast on for a fingering weight hat, and this is what Barbara from Knitting I Love, one of the things that she does. It's these little pouches made of felt with snaps, so you can kind of keep your circular needles in check and not always be losing stitches, which is a frequent occurrence. I have a sock tube with hung hems. That's pink is waste yarn. So I'm finishing a toe here. I will take this apart, do a toe on this one, and then put in afterthought heels. One thing I am doing whenever I participate in a swap is I am offering that the yarn I send you, I will crank it on my circular sock machine, because if you don't want to make it into socks, if you've always wanted to see a tube, here's your chance. If you don't like the tension I send it at, if you don't like the yarn for socks, you can pull, and I always denote where I start the tube and where I end, so you know which side to pull from, and you can pull and use it like a sock blank. Who knew? I got some gifts of some bags. This is a Freckled Whimsy. I do love her. She is the first person that I found where I could purchase a sock tube online, and now I think she makes full socks, because that's what really convinced me that this was a way I wanted to go. This morning, I was able to crank a full 100 gram sock tube, just a straight sock tube with then the final edge. I did 53 rows of another sock yarn, so that could make toes or heels or whatever. 15 minutes, and there was a possible problem, but I felt it and heard it before it became a problem. So I'm getting to the point where the tube is not an issue and where hung hems are for the most part not an issue. But going beyond that, it's just every step of the way you kind of got to build your confidence and figure it out. So here's another one of Barbara's. Wrapped up my Chow Goose so I don't lose it. It's fabulous. This is in the middle of a row, but it is another Anguli cowl. It's my second one in about 10 days. I finished the first one, and I'm not striping them because I'm just lazy. Someday I will. Maybe someday I will. This is Cacti from Artistic Lily. It's a yarn base. It's in her DK. So I doubled it, used a 6.5 needle for the Anguli cowl, and instead of this side being 22 inches long before you seamed, I made it 18, and instead of this part being 8.5 inches, I made it 6, because where we're going is a little bit cooler, and if I do go out on the four-wheeler, I don't want the cold to get to my neck. So here I've got a cowl that's tighter around and not too crazy lengthwise. I can even fold it over. Her Anguli cowl in the pictures is fingering weight, and it's a bit more loosey-goosey, floaty, whatever. But I like it because you can get that effect of the big shawl without the big shawl, and it's not just the straight tube that's so loose that you don't get any neck protection. And honestly, if I just made it the right parameters, it would be a little bit more cowly and loosey, but that's not what I wanted. And geez, how fast, how fast. What else am I bringing to knit? I think I have one other fingering weight skein in case I finish the hat, although that's far more things than I can probably make. This did not wash up great, although I had it in a crazy load. I made this on my sock machine because this is also what you can do with the tubes. Like I said, it might be cold where we're going. And no, you could put this on the back also. But for people in colder climates, and for me, a full 100-gram skein can make a couple of short socks and one of these, because this is 16 to 18 inches long. And I just pulled together the ends, and this is a 64 stitch, like a sock would be. So if you want it thinner because you want it more head bandy, just fold it. But because I have it in actual, well, now it's a little gumpy. But my husband sounds like he's getting ready to be home for the kids are at grandma's. He's getting some dinner. What else was I going to show you? Oh, so when you do a swap with me, you'll get a lovely little card thanking you, potentially with any special notes. And like I said, do swaps. Go to the Yarn Closet group on Ravelry because I'm encouraging a swap there. And if you swap with me personally and want to do a fingering weight, I will crank it up. Whatever it is, I will crank it up and set it up so that you know which side to pull from if you don't want to use the tube for socks. And I hope to, I'm reaching out to a few other people that I watch on a regular basis, and I hope to send them some tubes for some of their giveaways. Levi of WTF Knitting, who is fabulous. Yes, he is. No ear. No eyes, no ear. Is doing a make along starting October 1st through Christmas, December 25th. And I'm going to participate in that, and I'm reaching out to try to offer a tube. Oh yeah, did I show you this? So I got my Mrs. Brown's bag, and then I put the snaps on it. Snap, snap. Because, you know, this has turned into far more than knitting. Far more. Ba-ba-bum. What else? Oh, I got some lovely MCN from Darn Yarn, Minnesota. I love her. She's not in Minnesota anymore. She's in Wisconsin. But that's okay. I lived in Wisconsin too. This is, I think, the Raspberry Sherbet. Once again, people, legally blind. I don't know if it's in focus. It never is for me. I had a phone for a year and a half that didn't take pictures in focus, and I didn't believe people. Because it was predominantly my sister who complained. She always complains, so I just figured, you know, it was me. And I think this one's Hot Summer Night. Not exactly sure. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, you're podcasting.
Yes, I'm podcasting. I was trying to trick you. I like it when he sings. He's got a good voice.
Brian Adams.
Go for it.
No.
Let him hear it.
No.
Come on. I'm going to go have dinner with my husband. But remember, Saturday is also my birthday, and I will be putting up a short post, and the first one to comment will get a present. Happy knitting weekend.